we're going to learn about one-point perspective drawing. It's a very fun but easy technique. Now remember, drop a note in that chat about some of the thoughts that you might be having and give us some feedback. But let's get started with drawing. So perspective is all about trying to make our artwork like it has some kind of depth, right? So a lot of times when we draw just a box and it's on our paper, it's going to look flat and it's going to be quite boring. But if we learn how to do perspective to give it some dimension, then our work has a depth. It has the ability to capture more of a realism quality. So how do you do that? Because a lot of us started out drawing with perspective when we were younger, but not really understanding what we were doing. I'm going to teach you a very quick and simple way to do this. So first of all, let's take our paper. This is just a simple piece of paper. I'm going to put it into what we call landscape. That is where it's long from left to right. This portrait, this landscape. So we're dealing with landscape today. Now, the first thing that we want to do is draw a horizon line, and that's going to be a straight line that goes across our paper. I get a lot of questions on what is a horizon line. Well, let me explain it the simplest way that I can. And I'm going to use a T-square so that I get a nice line that's very straight with my paper. A horizon line, think about going to the beach. You go to the beach and you look out across the ocean and you see where the sky and the earth meet. That is a horizon line. But not every horizon line is that easy to distinguish. It's not always sky and water. A lot of times it's just where our eye lands. So I want you to think about, as an artist, when you create a piece of art, where do you want your viewer's eye to land? That is exactly what our horizon line is. So if we go to this piece right here, and I have drawn my horizon line right here, if I were an artist, or I'm sorry, a viewer of art, and I'm looking at this, I want that artist or that viewer to look right at that line. That is the horizon line. The next thing that we need to do is draw a vanishing point. Anywhere on this line is fine. I'm going to go ahead and just go in the center. We're going to draw 1 point. One vanishing point, because this is called 1 point perspective. If we do 2 point perspective, we do 2 points. We're doing 1. What does that mean? As a human, I can look down a road, I can look far away, but my eye can only see so far, right? Same thing if I have a camera in my hand. That camera can only see so far. And when everything disappears, that's called a vanishing point. And that is what we are drawing. So let's draw a very simple road. Easy. What we're going to do is we're going to line up our ruler at this vanishing point, and we're going to draw down. So the first thing we need to decide is how wide is our road. Let's say it's this wide, right here. This is what I'm looking at. This is the width of my road. I'm going to line my ruler up here to my vanishing point, and everything goes towards that vanishing point. You may have seen pictures like this when you were younger. Maybe a lot of people drew these. I've seen a lot of them over the years where people might have drawn the fence posts, things that are big up front, and as they get towards the back, towards our horizon line, they get smaller. Now, what if we want to do a cube? Like maybe we're doing a house. Let's just draw a cube. Now, this cube can be drawn down here. And I'm going to use my ruler or my T-square to kind of lighten this up. Let's do a cube up here, above our horizon line, right? I'm going to use my T-square just to kind of straighten it up. I like to kind of sketch things out first and then come in and make everything look a little nicer. Now, everything we're doing right now today is all about outside, but you can do this with your interiors too. It doesn't just have to be outside where there's actually a horizon line. An inside part of your house or something that you're drawing on the interior also has a horizon line. Remember, it's where you want to place the actual viewer of your art. Where does their eye line hit? Okay? All you have to remember when you do perspective, draw towards the vanishing point. Doesn't matter where you are on the paper, draw towards the vanishing point. Trust the process. Don't trust what your brain is trying to do at this point. Once you figure it out, it's super easy. You just have to give your brain a little time to adjust. Okay. So when we were little, we would draw boxes, and sometimes we would draw a box, and I'm going to draw one down here real quick, and we would draw like this, right? Not really knowing what we were doing. I remember the first time I ever learned to draw like this. Oh, I was so excited. It's kind of the same idea, but now we're understanding the process. All these corners go towards the vanishing point. So now I'm going to pick up a regular ruler. I'm going to turn my page a little because I like to draw at an angle. Everything goes towards the vanishing point. Right here, this top and this top towards the vanishing point. The bottom towards the vanishing point. Now, when you look at this, you're going to think that looks really weird, and it does unless this cube is all the way back, right? But let's say it's a shorter cube. How do you do that? Well, you just decide how wide you want it. Do you want it to go this wide? Do you want it to go this wide and be more of a rectangle? So you get to decide. That line is just up and down. It is completely perpendicular. Grab your ruler just like this. Make a decision. Line it up. This is why I love my T-square. This tells you where to line it up across the top. Use a ruler. I think it makes it a little bit easier, but for now. And now you have a 1-point perspective cube. That is 100% correct. So what do you do with this one up here that's floating? Well, think about it. If my eyes hit right here, I could see the bottom of this box, just like I could see the top and the side. So we've got to do the bottom. So this bottom will go towards our vanishing point. That side will also go towards our vanishing point. And here, just like this, and then right here, just like that. And look. See how you have this and you have this, and here's your road. Everything is the same. One vanishing point, one horizon line. Practice this, you'll keep making beautiful things. Thank you so much for stopping by, and I hope to see you in another class very soon.